first of all, let me tell you, don't allow nobody to stop you from doing what you want to do in your life. If nursing is what you want, don't allow your kids. Hello motivators, welcome to Motives to Light, where motive is to stay up, never down. In my channel, we talk all things nursing, God, motivation, lifestyle, and some vlogs. This video is way overdue, as you guys may know. Thank you guys to my new subscribers. I see some of you guys that watch my little clip of pros and cons of nursing on TikTok. I see you guys tuning into my channel, and I really appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching. You will be inspired by this video, because I'm just like, why are people downplaying nursing? Like, I know it's not the easiest thing in the world, but why are people why are nurses downplaying the career? Like, stop it. If it was that bad, you wouldn't get up to go to work, okay? So in this video, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of nursing. I'm going to be transparent with you guys. I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm going to share some deep stuff with you guys. And I am also going to talk about what kind of nurse am I, because the reason how I will talk about my pros and cons kind of connect with the type of nurse am I. So hopefully that can motivate you guys to not give up in nursing, to not give up in nursing school. If you have quit nursing before, to keep on going. It is a beautiful career. I don't see myself doing anything but being a nurse. Of course, I'm going to expand my career, you know, do something more than just bedside. But it is just, I just love being a nurse. I mean, like, maybe it's because I love people. I don't know. I wrote down the pros and cons of nursing. This is my perspective. Being a registered nurse for 4 years is my perspective. I worked in the hospital for majority of my job. I work in a hospital. When I started nursing, I started, of course, at bedside. I was a med-surg tele nurse. And after I became a med-surg, after I got one experience of a med-side tele nurse, my manager at the time, because I was working also in a chemo unit, she was like, "Oh, I need you to get your chemo certification to be to start giving chemos and stuff like that." So I got my chemo. I got my chemo certification. I paid for it. Went to school. Went to some training for it, and I passed the exam the first time. And then my grandmother discouraged me. She was like, "I think you're too young to start giving chemo. I think you should start giving chemo when you start having kids, when you're done with your children." And I totally understand. After reading all the side effect of chemos and all of that stuff, I'm like, yeah, she's absolutely right. So I went straight into pre-op and post-op nursing, and I work in the orthostatic med-surg unit. Right after that 1 year experience, I went into that. Then I find out that is not my niche. I am not a pre-op nurse. I am not a post-op nurse. I don't like it. It's just not for me. Everyone is just, you know, coming from surgery. It's just not my niche. So I'm like, my niche is really stepped down. So I applied for that. I got my experience in that. I got my experience in step down. Then now I'm currently a tele nurse, and I'm currently a step down nurse. I work 3 to 4 days a week. Sometimes if I really need money or I need some things to do, I work 5 days a week. So I make my own schedule. I'm a per diem nurse in my main hospital, where I'm a staff nurse. I am per diem there. I decided to be per diem there because I wanted to be a traveler. I wanted to travel to LA. I wanted to travel to up north, California, different hospitals in California. So I decided to be a traveler, and I've been a traveler since 2020, towards the end of 2020, going on 2021. I got my 1 year experience as a new grad, and I literally went straight into being a traveler. I got my experience in that, and I have been a traveler ever since. And right now I'm currently doing a contract. So I have my per diem job. Like, say if I'm not working as a traveler, they make the hospital that you're at, they make your own schedule. You are not in control of your schedule. You can request some days off, but for the most part, they make your own schedule. So they've been making my own schedule. While my per diem job, I've always make my own schedule. So if I am not working, if I'm not doing travel, if I'm taking a break from traveling, let's say I don't want to travel for a little bit, like I'm tired of traveling, I go straight to my per diem job and I put myself down for 3 days. I am so grateful for the per diem job that I have. It's the minimum literally is 8 shifts for 3 months. So I don't really have to like work my butt off. I don't have to work every week there. So that's how I'm able to do travel nurse. So that's one, I'm a travel nurse. 2, I'm a per diem job at my main job. And 3, my all-time favorite, I am a registry nurse. I have been working as a registry nurse, let's say a year and a half now. And I absolutely love it. I have worked in over 14 hospitals in LA. Registry nurse is basically you see all this different jobs, all these different hospitals that are requiring a registered nurse to go into work a shift. You can work the day shift, you can work the night shift. You are in control of your schedule, you are in control of everything. It's just you. So you basically look online. You look. They have different registry, have different companies. So I'm working right now. I'm currently working with 2 companies, but I'm applying for a third one because one company can have a lot of jobs, the other company can not have so much. It can become competitive because the jobs range, the pricing of the job ranges. So you basically look at the company app and you see where you want to go. You can go as far as 30 miles, 50 miles, 100 miles out of state if you want to. And you said, okay, I would love to go work this shift. You work that shift, that one day, you get paid within 3 days of that payment. That money goes straight to your account within 3 days. I love it, okay? It's a fast way to make money. The shift range from $700 to $1,000 per shift. I'm not making this up, guys. I'm not making this up. I am not making this up. I'm not making these companies up. Like, literally, you go to work, you make about $1,000 per shift. $1,200 per shift, $1,300 per shift. And if it's a rush shift where they need you right away, they add some hospitals can add money and you just grab it. That is why when you do registry, you need at least two to 3 or 4 companies so you can be able to make that. So you can be able to, like, okay, if one company's not giving jobs, you can go to the other company. So that's the type of nurse I am. I absolutely love it. It's fun, it's flexible. You get to learn so much. You get to learn different personality. I know over like 7 charting systems. Like, it's crazy, guys. It's crazy. I know. Sometimes you don't even know the charting system that you're going for. You literally just go in the hospital and they're like, okay, here's your patient, here is your here's your login to chart, and this is all we can tell you. Sometimes God send me nice people in my life where I just ask some questions like, oh, what do I do this? How do I order this? Like, stuff like that. The charge nurses, they will help you. These hospitals, like community hospitals, have great charge nurses that will always help registry workers. So you're not on your own. You're not like where it's like, oh my gosh, you don't know anything and they will just keep you drowning. No. The only cons I would say about being a registry worker is sometimes it's just, you just don't know what you're getting yourself into. You don't know the patient. You don't know anything. Some patients can be difficult. Sometimes they give you the hardest assignment. I'm telling you, they give you the hardest assignment. But hey, I got God. So bring them patient up, and sometimes God, for some reason, them difficult patients that are difficult to other nurses, sometimes they are not difficult to me. So I have seen it all. It have empowered me. I have a lot within the 4 years of me being a registered nurse. I have so much experience under my belt. I've worked in step down. I've worked in tele. I've worked mostly med surg. I've worked in I've actually even worked in the ER before. That's where I wanted to go when I first started as a new grad, but it's it's not my niche compared to step down. Step down, I like it. I don't know if I will be an ICU nurse later in the future, because after step down is literally ICU. I'm not sure if I want to go that route, but for right now, I'm enjoying being a step down. I'm enjoying being a tele nurse. I don't like 5 patients, but hey, if I have to do it for registry, I have to do it, because it's just what it is in California. Yes, so most of the stuff that I'm saying, I do live in California, so the ratio in California is different from most states. The pay in California is different in most states. The cost of living in California is really expensive, so we as nurses, we do make good amount of money here. However, the cost of living here is expensive, guys. Like it's expensive. But if you work for good companies in California, if you work for like Cedars-Sinai, if you work for UCLA, if you work for Kaiser, if you work for Adventist, I think Adventist, is it Adventist? I'm not too sure. But if you work for other private companies, the nurses there make great amount of money. They get paid $80 an hour, 90s, if you depending on how long you've been there, they get paid. Me as a new grad, I'm not ashamed to tell you guys, I said I was going to be transparent in this video. As a new grad at my hospital, they started me up at $58 an hour. Of course, that was years ago. And that's great for a new grad that don't have no experience at all. So that's the type of nurse I am. And right now I am doing a contract. So once I'm done with this contract, I'm gonna just be working at my regular job right now and just put myself 3 days a week, and then I'll work 1 day here or there for registry. Another con for registry is that sometimes they do cancel you within 2 hours. Y'all, imagine you like plan yourself, you going to work in the morning, you wake up in the morning 4:58. I've got canceled at 4:58 many times before, but it's nothing to worry about. Once you get canceled, you can go to, that's why I say you need 2 or 3 companies as a registered nurse to work for, because if you get canceled, you can look at the other app in the morning and see what's open. And a lot of shifts are open around 5 a.m. A lot of people call off last minute, so some of those shifts are open, and you can just take those shifts. And those shifts are for sure, because they will not be canceled. The reason why they will not be canceled because it's a late call, so they really do need you, and they will pay you for that. Now, the thing that you guys probably all come on this page to hear is the pros and cons of nursing and why you shouldn't give up to be a nurse. First of all, let me tell you, don't allow nobody to stop you from doing what you want to do in your life. If nursing is what you want, don't allow your kids, your husband, your wife, nobody to stop you from achieving your dream. It is your dream. Take that dream, fulfill that dream, go after what you want. No matter if you hit some storms along the way, you can do it. Nursing, I'm telling you, it's the best career. You can work with kids today, you can work with adults tomorrow, you can lose your job today and you can have another job tomorrow. It is so flexible to be a nurse. We are always going to be a need. There's never going to be a robot that's going to replace the human mind of how a nurse should be to treat a patient. Nobody's going to ever take your job away from you. No system is going to take being a nurse away from you. You can go out of state and still be and have a job as a registered nurse. You can go out of the country and still have a job as a registered nurse. As long as you have that degree, as long as you went to school, you got that brain, girl, boy, go be a nurse. Don't allow nobody to stop you. All the things that you see on social media about nursing this, nursing that, I'm telling you, some of those nurses do not like people. They don't like their job. Do not let that discourage you to do what you want to do in your life. Let the church say amen. Okay. No, all jokes aside, seriously, don't stop. It is a fulfilling career. You are really respected by so many people. You are looked upon by so many people. Your patient trusts you. They believe in you. It is so fulfilling. So don't stop. Don't stop your career for nobody. Don't stop what you want to do all your life because of what people or what someone may say or what storms or stuff you may go through in your life because you feel like you failed one time, or you went through something and you're like, okay, well, I'm not gonna get there no more. I'm older in age. I know someone that's like in their 50s who didn't fulfill her career as becoming a registered nurse, and she, to this day, she's always talking about it, always complaining. I know someone in their 20s that became a nurse early, and now she's doing something totally different with nursing. She's adding business to it. So it's like, it doesn't matter how old or how young you are. If nursing is what you want to do, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Do not stop. Don't let nobody stop you. So we are going to start. Should I start first with the pros? I feel like I already talked so much about the pros. I don't know. Let me start off first with the pros. The first thing first, being a registered nurse, the pros of being a registered nurse is career flexibility. Like I just said earlier, if you don't want to work with adults today, you can work with children tomorrow. If you don't want to work with people, you can be behind closed door and just answering phone calls. The flexibility of being a registered nurse is so endless. Like, you can be a manager, a supervisor. You can just do paperwork. You can just audit. Like, oh my gosh. Like, who said that being a nurse, you just have to work with people? Like, the career flexibility is so there. Like, say you get tired, like, you are so tired. I'm tired of working as a tele nurse. I'm tired of working as a med surg nurse. Guess what? Go get that training that you need and go be a PITS nurse. Go be an ICU nurse. Go be a step down nurse. People are always hiring. It's always training. The flexibility, the job literally come to you. I'm sorry to say this. There's no other career where the job come to you. Like, there's always messaging me. Oh, there's this new job up. Oh, this. The job come to you as a nurse. There's so many, the flexibility, career flexibility is so endless. You decide, say you don't want to work full time today. You don't have to. You can work as a travel nurse. You can work as a PRN nurse. You can work as a per diem nurse. You can work as a staff nurse. You can just stay where you at. You can move. I can go on forever, y'all. Like, I can literally go on forever. So that's one. Two, you're independent. I love this part about being independent as a nurse. It's when I say independent, meaning you control the show. Like, you are controlling the show. Everybody is gonna come to you. Like, the doctors, the CNA, the RT, the PT, the OT, everybody comes to you. You're the one that's running the show. It's like you are your own boss. Like, you control. I mean, you shouldn't give no patient medication late or anything, but you control if you should give a patient blood pressure medication or not. If a patient blood pressure is low, I would think you would, not give that medication. You just independent. You don't have people. Well, like, you have your manager, okay, but you don't have people in your head where you're moving, you're doing stuff. It's like, what you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you not doing that? You don't have that. It's like you are your own person. You are independently taking care of someone. You're critically thinking, taking care of somebody. Yes, you can ask some questions. Yes, you can go ask for help, but you are your own boss. Two, there's so many different type of jobs that you can do. You can, like I said earlier, you can work as a PITS nurse, med surg nurse, tele nurse, behind closed door. It's just different. And then 4, it's a well-respected career. It's a well-respected career. Sometimes you have, this part is kind of funny because sometimes you have your family think that you know everything, and sometimes you really don't know. If you are a adult nurse, sometimes you have your family member text you like, what should I do with my kids? I don't know. Go Google or something, because it's kind of, it's different, but your family members respect you more. And I believe it was on the news as one of the most top careers of all time. Being a nurse is a very well respected. People respect you a lot as a nurse. And 5, it's very fulfilling. I don't know about you guys, it's very fulfilling being a nurse, because you're helping other people, you're helping others, you're making sure other people, you know, are, you're taking care of people, you showing them love through healing. That is why I absolutely hate when people go to work with attitudes, when they go to work mad, angry, because it's like, why are you going to work mad? Why are you going to work angry when it's like people are already at their lowest? People are at their lowest already. The least you can do is just be positive and have a positive attitude. Okay, and 6, the days off. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't see myself working 6-7 days a week unless like I need to go get the money. But the working hours, 3 days, I mean, 3 days is awesome. There's so much you can do on those 4 days off. Like if you want to take a mini vacation, if you want to go somewhere, if you want to do something, take care of your kids. I absolutely love the working schedule of being a nurse. The 12-hour shift is awesome. However, there are other ways. There's other people that, you know, they work 5 days a week. You can spend time with your family on your days off. You have more time with your family. You have more time with friends. That 3 days off is really good. A lot of nurses have 2 jobs where, if, you know, they have jobs where on the side they can go make, it's just an option to go make more money. I mean, working those 3 day shift can be hectic too. We at work for 12 hours, we're indoors for 12 hours. Sometimes that can be hectic a little bit, but it's a good thing, you know, the flexibility of working 3 days a week is awesome. I love that. And another good thing, the pay. I live in California. So we nurses, we get good amount of money. We get paid a lot. Even as an LVN, you get paid good money. I know an LVN that's getting paid $48 an hour, $50 an hour. CNAs even get paid $25 an hour. Some get paid $30 an hour. So the pay of a nurse is really good here in California. I don't know about other states. I've heard a lot of like bad things about other state pays, but here in California we do get paid really good amount of money. New York get paid good amount of money. Texas, I believe, get paid good amount of money, but it all goes down to your state. But here in California, the nurses, they start you off at a good pay. You can take care of yourself living in California as a nurse. You can literally take care of yourself. You don't even need to go be a travel nurse. As long as you work for a good company, you can take care of yourself as a nurse. Now, let's talk about the cons. I believe if you don't like what you do, if you don't like people and you don't like what you do, you're not gonna like being a nurse. Straight up, I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. If you want to be a bedside nurse, you have to actually kind of maybe like people just a little bit. I'm not saying 100% like how I do. I love people. Everywhere I go, I talk a lot. I talk to people. I like to encourage, uplift, whatever. I just like to talk to people. But if you're the type of people you don't really like to do that, maybe you might just want to be the type of nurse that's on the phone and just talking to people and not the ones on the bedside, because you're going to hate your job, you're going to hate people, you're going to go to work angry. And I believe most of those people that hate their job are the ones that's talking so negatively about being a nurse. Yeah, like that right there is a no-no. So the one thing first, I would say the cons of, if you don't like people, you're not going to like being a nurse, straight up. 2, challenging patients and challenging families. The reason why I said challenging and not difficult, because it's only for 12 hours. It's for 12 hours. A difficult patient, yes, it's for 12 hours. But guess what? You can talk to your charge nurse and be like, I'm coming back tomorrow. Please, can we switch this patient to someone else, because this patient made my job hard. It's just a 12-hour shift. Some people, that 12-hour shift, they will complain the entire time. Like the shift is never going to be over. So really, it's just a 12-hour shift. just just suck it up. I've had really challenging patients, challenging family that on my head ask me so much questions, that want things to be a certain way. Like, that can stress you out sometimes. Patients that constantly are confused and trying to get out of bed, that you gotta sit in front of, like, that can frustrate you sometimes. But you have to really practice patient, because either way, one way or another, every nurse is gonna, especially if you work in bedside, every nurse is gonna come across those patients that does not want to call the call light, those confused patients, those patient that press the call light every second for everything. I need this, I need that, I want this to be this way. Like, you're gonna have those days, but I promise you, it's not the end of the world. 2, 3, lots of fluid, blood, pooping. Like, fluid, blood, pooping. Like, if you don't have a strong stomach, like, okay, maybe you should not go into a bedside. Like I said, go be a teacher or something, because you are going to see blood. You are going to deal with cleaning poop. I don't even think that's cons. That's just part of just part of the human nature. But it's just something that you are just gonna have to come across. You're gonna deal with throwing up. Me personally, my stomach is really strong now. I believe earlier on when I started, it was not that strong, but you get used to it. It's not something that you should just totally say, okay, I don't like blood, I don't like throw up, I don't like poop, so I'm just not gonna be a nurse. I'm just, okay, don't be a nurse, then go do something else. Like go be a teacher in nursing school, go be a clinical instructor, go do some, even clinical instructor, you're gonna see poop. So it's just something it's just part of the job. Seeing body fluids, blood, and all this other stuff, it's just part of the job. So it's not the end of the world, it's just part of the job. So that, you're gonna see it. So you do have to have a hard stomach. And another cons is a lot of us are required to work 1 or 2 or 3 holidays a year. I am not actually a full travel nurse where I don't have a staff job. I have a staff job, like I said earlier. I have a staff job because I need to find ways, if I'm not doing travel nurse, to go back and make money constantly. There's no break in between. I don't want to make money. Yes, I can work as a travel nurse and make this good amount of money, and then I can stop. If I don't want to work for a month, I can do that, and then I can continue doing that. However, for me, I like to work when I'm not being a travel nurse. I like to still continue making money. It's fun. And lastly, the legal charges, the court cases, the problem, your license. You gotta really lift your license up into God's hands. You are working for yourself, you're working for your company, you can get sued if you make a mistake. You gotta really be careful as a nurse, not to drink and drive, not to do all this crazy stuff that people do. Your name is, the state know you, the government know who you are, they can look you up easily, police can pull you over, and automatically they can say, okay, she's a nurse. Your name is up there, so you gotta behave a certain way. You cannot go out in the street fighting. You cannot go out in the street drinking, drunk, all of that stuff. You gotta know that you are a registered nurse. You can have fun, you can live your life, you can do whatever, but just be careful that you don't do nothing stupid out there in the street, or anything that can jeopardize your degree, jeopardize your license, because you have a license to upload, you have a license to hold on to. So that alone can be a cons of being a nurse. So that's something that you should always keep in mind. And lastly, becoming a nurse, the cons is definitely difficult. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys that becoming a nurse was easy for me. You guys, most of you guys know my story. Most of you guys seen my ups and downs of becoming a nurse, and I can for sure tell you it is not the most easiest thing to do. You really have to focus. People's lives are in your hands. People people depend on you. People trust you to know what you're doing as a nurse. And if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know a medication, every computer, every computer, there's a way you can read about that medication that you're gonna give a patient within 2 seconds. There's some patients that want to know everything that you're giving them. Because I'm so used to giving meds to patients, Protonics, Protonix, Metropolol, all this amlodipine, all this other medication that I give to patients on a daily basis. I know them all, but before I even give it to them, I like to explain to them what I'm giving them so they can understand, so they can know that you do know what you're doing, you do know what medication you're giving. Don't worry, it's not the end of the world if you don't know them as a new grad. But when you become 1 year, 2 year, you're like, okay, I've given this medication like 100 times. I'm giving you amlodipine because your blood pressure is this way, and always read the parameter of medication. I'm gonna make a new grad video about how to be a perfect new grad. I have to make that video. But that's it, guys. That is my perspective of being the pros and cons of nursing. Everybody have their own. I believe my career is the best career. I can decide tomorrow I want to go to work and make $1,000, I can do it. I can decide tomorrow I don't want to go to work, I want to relax and sleep, and I can do it. And I can still be able to take care of myself. So go ahead, don't give up, go out there, be a nurse, do what you need to do, and get that degree, get that bag. Nobody can tell you anything. I'm not telling you to just put your head up all high, I'm a boss this, I'm a boss that. No, always remain humble, love what you do, remain humble, because remember, whatever God has given to you, the enemy can take back if you're not careful. So live your life as humble as possible, love what you do, and go get that degree. Thanks for watching. So until next time, bye.